Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, the Honorable thesis examiner and advisor. My name is Gusti Noor. I am from English Department, Faculty of Teacher and Training Education, Lambung Mangkurat University, batch of 2017. Today, I would like to present my thesis entitled Use of Media in Teaching English at the First Grade of SMPN 1 Tanjung. In my presentation, I'm going to explain about three main points. The first one is the introduction, and then the review of literature, and then the research methodology. To begin with, I go on to the first point, that is introduction. In introduction, there are 6 subpoints. There are background, problem limitations, the objective, the scope, the significance, and the definition of key term. The background, so teaching process has become a complicated matter nowadays because of the changing of an era and then the development of technology and also the development of teaching methodology and so on. And in English teaching itself, both teachers and students face some problems, such as the students do not understand what the teacher talk about. And then there is no interaction between teacher and students because it was teacher-centered class. And then teachers do not get any feedback from the students because the students prefer to be silent. So because of that, teachers need method or technique to overcome the problems. Therefore, the use of media is one of the good solutions. Next, the problem limitation. The central problems need to be studied in this research are: first, what media are used in English teaching, and then how are the media used, and what problems are faced by the teachers in using media. The objectives are: first, to find out which media are used, and then to find out how the media are used, and the last one is to find out the problems faced by the teachers in using media. And then the scope. The subject of this research are English teacher, and the first grade students in SMPN 1 Tanjung. And then the scope of this research is to describe the use of media in English teaching. Next, the significance. So the significance, the description of the use of media in English teaching provides information for school authorities and improving the quality of English teaching. And then it also provides information for English teachers, and also the findings of this research can be valuable information for other researchers. Next, the definition of key term. So media refers to the instructional media which are used in English teaching, and then the use of media is how the instructional media are used. And then the last one, English teaching is activity that involves teacher who teaches English and students who learn English at school. Next, we move on to the chapter 2, my next point. The title is Review of Literature. So there are 4 subpoints. There are the definition of media, general characteristic of teaching media, the types of media, and the roles of media. Next, so the definition of media. So AECT in America defines media as something is used for communication ideas. Furthermore, according to Gaffney, quoted by Arif S. Saniman, media are various components in the student environment that can motivate the students to study and communication and interaction between teacher and students and learning process at school. So, based on the definition, this one, I conclude that media is everything that can be used for delivering a message from a sender to receiver. It can stimulate the student's mind, feeling, attention, and willingness, so the process of learning and teaching can go on. And then next, the characteristic of teaching media. As stated by Umar Hamalik in 1994, teaching media have characteristic as follow. So it is identical with knowledge of ostentation. So the meaning is the thing can be seen, heard, and observed through the sense. And then the main stressing is on something that can be seen and heard. And then media is also kind of teaching aids, and then it used in framework of communication and also used in framework of education, and then it contains aspects, devices, and techniques. Next, types of media. First one is chalkboard, and then panel board. This one is panel board. and then magnet board, and then the figurines, and then pocket chart and word cards, as you can see on the screen, and then pictorial and non-pictorial. So this is pictorial, like newspaper, magazine, and calendar, and then this one is non-pictorial, like menu and road sign, and then projector, and then tape recorder, and then next, roles of media. Yunus 1981 stated, first to help to maintain interest, and then give variation, and then provide a clear concept of the meaning of words and structures, and then promote greater students' participation and appropriate for any level of language learners. And then next, research methodology. There are research design, population and sample, techniques of data collecting, instrument, and data analysis. And then the research design. So in the research design, I use a descriptive method. So this method purpose to describe the facts systematically, the use of media in English teaching that used by the English teachers at the first grade of SMPN 1 Tanjung. And then the population and sample. So there are 32 students. There are 32 students from 8 classes, so I took 4 students from every classes. So it is about 13.3% from total population. And then the techniques of data collecting. The first one is observation. I observed the classroom when English course took place. The observation was done to see what media were used by the teachers in English teaching and how they used them. So there were observation sheets which was used as guidelines for me in doing the observation. And then the second one is interview. So this technique was used to collect data. I interviewed English teachers and students after English class over. The questions were the kind of media used by teacher and the reasons behind their choices toward the media itself and the responses from the students about media. Next, the instrument. There are also observation and interview. So in this research, I used observation and interview. I used observation as primary data in order to collect the data about the use of media in teaching process. I made the observation sheet related to the research problem. And besides doing observation, I also conducted interview with the teachers and students to support the primary data. And the next, data analysis. In data analysis, I only need to look at the result of the observation sheet. Then I made a conclusion based on the data collected to find out whether the teacher had used the media, the kind of media, and how they used the media. And in interview, I asked several questions to the teachers and the students, and then the teachers and the students' answers are analyzed and concluded. And also the analysis of this research took a descriptive method. After data resources have been collected, they must be organized into manageable unit which can be analyzed, and then I made a conclusion. That's all of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.